Testimonials. We live and breathe them. We create unbelievable testimonials, an unbelievable number of testimonials, an unbelievable proportion of testimonials, positive, wonderful, life-changing stories. After all, we're in the storytelling business. That's a skill and an art that you should practice and get better at. It's one I'm working on. I've given you previous conversation or lecture on testimonials and how that works. This is an addendum to that because that was more built around how to do testimonials at a meeting. For simplicity's sake, let me rehearse summary version of that. They should not be any longer than 30, 60, 90 seconds at most. And they have 3 sections to them. Number 1, here's where I was. Some data, weight or lipid panel or whatever validates their particular opinion or story. Here's where I am is the second phase. Again, the same data. And then thirdly, most importantly, here's how I feel about it. Case in point, mine, why I'm so passionate about balance or buyer's life, is I can remember having my lipid panel done at a Unicity event and my HDL was 8. Horrific, for those of you that know what that means. 1/5 of what it should be as a bare minimum. In fact, the girl that took my, the woman that took my blood panel followed me around the rest of the event, expecting me, I think, to keel over, have a heart attack during the next few days. I took balance. I took it heavily, more than the recommended dose, I admit. And then within about 6 weeks, my HDL went to 48 and has since stabilized over the years to the mid-60s. How do I feel about that? Amazing. Likelihood of me keeling over right now or tomorrow or next week is significantly less. My life insurance premiums have reduced by the amount more than enough to pay for the actual product that created the difference, my balance order. I feel pretty darn good about that. There you go. Slightly expanded version took about 55 seconds. Here's where I was, here's where I am, here's how I feel about that. Ideally, with 2 sides of the equation. Some data, if you can, weight, inches, centimeters, HDLs, LDLs, A1C, whatever. Don't get too complicated there. A little bit of personal circumstance, particularly in the here's where I am now, and a whole bunch of more emotive language relative to here's how I feel about that. My theory is left brain, right brain. Data helps you form a conclusion. If I hear 8 to 48 to over time mid-60s, ooh, that's impressive. That's good data. But that's all I'm doing with it. But then if I inject as the testifier, here's how I feel about that. Here's the emotion that engenders in me and those that love and care for me and who I love and care for. All of a sudden that emotion becomes a trigger, and it's emotion that stimulates the action. It's the emotion that causes me to want to do something about it. Data helps people form conclusions. Emotion causes them to want to do something with that data. You want data and emotion. I'm not talking about contrived emotion. I'm talking about the genuine emotion that comes from the here's where I was, here's where I am, here's how I feel about that. That's the testimonial. Now, in a meeting, that's easy. Key tip, though, is hold the mic. Don't give the mic to someone else or Uncle Joe will go on forever talking about goodness knows what, right? And that's not all bad either, because sometimes the audience will look at, man, if that guy can do it, I can do it. That's not a bad experience, but if the meeting's full of those, it's not a good meeting. I'm talking now about capturing those testimonials on video. Yeah, with your phone or a more expensive or more robust camera. But nowadays the phones are pretty darn good. Here's a few tips for capturing those if you want to capture them for social media or a website, or just keep them in the can, if you will, for future reference. Minimize the background distractions. This video, I'm it, front and center. Sorry about that. But there's no cars whizzing by or planes landing or people doing stupid stuff in the background. No distracting colors or movement. It's just me in front of a very boring white screen. The Do X Get Y videos. Dark room, white chair, person in chair, minimize the distractions. Have the person who's watching this video focus in on what's being said and the emotion that it's being said with. Number 2, along with that, not just the visual distractions, kill the auditory or the hearing distractions. Don't do it on the side of a road with cars whizzing by or kids jingling around. Find a consistent place to do them that's quiet, has an unoffensive, undistracting, vanilla-style background. And then train the people. Have them practice it. Without them knowing, practice it. Say, hey, Nate, tell me about where you used to be. Okay, now tell me about where you are now. How do you feel about that? Cool. Just give me that in a 45-second version. Then Nate knows how to do it. He knows what you're looking for. He doesn't feel coached, but he's been coached. Keep in mind, giving a testimonial as to how these products or this opportunity have affected my life is not something most people are comfortable with or even used to doing. So they're going to be inartful to begin with. Practice over and over. Have a conversation if you need to. Record that conversation and then edit it afterwards. You want to learn some new skills. Or let the whole conversation roll. Keep it succinct. Keep it purposeful. Keep it focused. Minimize the hearing and visual distractions so the focus is on the message. Have some good data where you can, some great emotion that flows naturally and in a non-contrived way from that data, and you're in a good place. We are in a storytelling business. Get good at telling those stories on behalf of others. Get good at coaching others how to tell their story. Get good at capturing those stories and using a growing collection of those to help grow your business. Something I'm going to be working on as well. Good luck. Develop your own testimonial. Practice it. Do it. Deliver it. Record it. Share that with others who you want to have give their testimonial for you. Testimonials and meetings are great. Testimonials captured on film, showing my age there, are also great. But there's an art and a science to it. Get good at it. And then tell those stories.